Hey Tronny and friends, it's Pastor Sue, and coming to you with a special video today to talk to you about the ministry plan for 2022 to 2023. And a significant part of the ministry plan is to rebuild our Wednesday night ministries. And so I've invited Laura Prigge here to talk with me about that and to share Wednesday night experiences with you. So Laura, glad you're here. Why don't you just introduce yourself briefly?
Perfect. Thank you, Pastor Sue, for inviting me. My name is Laura Prigge. I have been a member of Tronjum for many years. I cannot remember the exact date. I'm sure that's a requirement somewhere. No. Anyway, so yes, I go to church here. My husband goes to church here, and my two children go to church here as well.
So, Laura, you've been a really regular participant in many ways on Wednesday nights. Tell me a little bit about your experience and what you think about Wednesdays and why it's meaningful for you and your family.
Okay, I'm going to first tell you that when we first started coming to Wednesday nights, my son was about in 7th grade, which is confirmation time, and I thought to myself, how on earth am I going to fit in one more thing? Because, you know, in 7th grade, we're juggling the traveling sports and the school sports and actual school and more than one kid. And I mean, it was busy. But I also knew that because of some of those things, I wasn't able to come regularly to Sundays. And I knew that I wanted him to go through confirmation. So I was wrestling through all of that. And I was like, you know what? I got to give it a try. This is my option. My option is one thing, and it is to go to church. So I came, and all of a sudden I realized there was like food. And it turned into a situation where I didn't have to cook on Wednesdays. Mm-hmm. And I know that that's not the whole purpose of Wednesday night worship, but boy, it really made a difference in like the decisions that we made as far as coming here. And then not only did we have food, there's tons of people around, and that was really cool too, because it was able to help me strengthen some relationships that I had, not only, you know, with the Sunday school kids or the confirmation kids, but with other adults that I didn't know very much. Yeah. And then also there was church. So then I was able to go to church. I was able to, you know, fill my cup with my worship and not feel quite as guilty if I didn't make it to Sunday church because of whatever life thing was, you know, getting in the way.
This is a guilt-free zone, by the way.
Thank goodness, because I mean, wait, is this like confession?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of those things that I actually started doing reluctantly, mm-hmm. and ended up being a shining moment in my week as well as my whole family. Like we always, when the kids had sports, there's no sports on Wednesday past what? I don't know. We can pick them up from the activities bus and make it to dinner still. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those sort of protected evenings that I didn't want to give up. And I found that by coming here, I was gaining way more than giving up a night of, you know, what, Pop-Tarts or something? I don't know.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm glad that's been your experience. But you have also taken it a step further, and now you are involved as a small group leader. You went through a whole confirmation course with the kids that just got confirmed this last fall, and now you're working with 5th and 6th graders. So part of the challenge that we're going to have in rebuilding our Wednesday nights is that through the course of the pandemic and everything else we've been through, we have had some of our leaders step away into different areas or just step down because they need a break, which is great. We all need to do that from time to time. So I know you have a busy life. You work, you have kids, you have all this stuff going on, and yet you have made such a huge commitment here in so many ways. What would you say then to encourage people to step into a leadership role on Wednesday nights, either supporting kids or helping in the kitchen or participating in worship? What would you say?
It's a tall order. Honestly, it is a tall order to ask someone who is busy and who has things going on to take over something, because it's scary. But I think the thing that is comforting, and in all of my years of volunteering, I mean, I do volunteer here a lot because it really gives me a lot of joy, but I've also volunteered in a number of different organizations, and what I found is they need someone that will say, yeah, I'll lead it up, but you're never the only person. I think that that's a really important thing to remember, because once people start experiencing, you know, the food and the fellowship, it was pretty laid out. Like the first Monday was a potluck, the second Wednesday was sloppy joes, the third Wednesday was something different. And so it ended up being a routine that was nice and simplified for the people who were volunteering. The other thing is, it's not like you don't get to partake in the fun. I mean, that's the other thing too. You're involved, you're here, people are talking to you. It's, half an hour or 45 minutes extra on Wednesdays, maybe a little bit of planning time, but it's something that is so meaningful to everyone who comes here and also fulfills you as well. I mean, honestly, we just filled out the National Honor Society application. My daughter just filled it out for herself, and it was funny when they talked about service. Her essay was so, I'm going to say accurate, and I was so proud reading it because it said, sometimes I don't want to go and volunteer and do stuff, but when I do, I come away feeling so fulfilled and so much better because I know that little piece that I just gave helped so many people. And so I think that, that resonates with me.
And I think you brought up a really good point, is that when we ask people to be small group leaders, when we ask people to help in the kitchen, you never are alone. We always try to have, people who can partner with you in your small groups, or other people that can work with you in the kitchen.
And I have to say,
you're never doing it alone.
They come in the most unlikely forms sometimes. Yes. I mean, I this year when my kids graduated from confirmation, and you were like, "Hey, do you want to do the 5th and 6th graders?" I was like, "I literally have no idea, but absolutely, I love this." So we started. And I ended up having 2 or 3 of the kids from my confirmation class that just passed on who wanted to come back and just be a part of stuff too. And so it's been really, really cool to watch, these older kids, these older teenagers really helping influence these younger kids and filling their own buckets. Yes. It's really cool. We have a group text that we talk about. They bring ideas for our Connect kids to do, and it's been really a good experience. And I feel like that happens in the kitchen, or with other small group leaders, or even serving burgers at the potluck or whatever it is. I feel like it for sure, it uncovers itself really in a nice way, and you make good connections.
The Holy Spirit is definitely at work on Wednesday nights here, no doubt.
Fact.
So here's the last question.
Yes.
So, we need to put resources towards Wednesday night, financial, people, passion, the whole thing. But there's people who are Sunday morning people and who might not attend Wednesday nights. Why should they still care about Wednesday nights here?
Wednesday nights is super important. I mean, I like to come to all the churches. There's something a little bit different in each service. The Wednesday night is, how do you say, a little more lively. Yeah. I mean, it's the whole group of the confirmation kids.
Controlled chaos sometimes.
I'll call it that. But I mean, it's, the Sunday morning services are wonderful, but I think that our mission is beyond that. I mean, we want to reach as many families and as many people as possible, and to continue to grow faith and grow connections within the church. And Wednesday night is I don't want to say a whole different group of people, because there is crossover for sure, but it's definitely some additional people that we don't see on Sundays because they can't make it because life is busy. And I think that the Sunday crowd, who I love to death, but I think that it's something that we don't even consider. We're like, well, we're just feeding a bunch of teenagers, but that's not it. We're feeding their souls, and we're really helping to grow their faith.
Fantastic. Well, Laura, thank you so much for being here. I think you've given us a great picture of Wednesday nights, and also why it's important and why we should all be excited to support the rebuilding of our Wednesday night ministries.
Yeah. And especially, I would like to just point out again, then you don't have to plan Wednesday night dinner.
Oh, I know, right? What's for dinner? The hardest question ever.
Church, that is what's happening.
Awesome. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks,
and thanks
Pastor
to all of
Sue.
you for joining me. Bye.